Hey guys, welcome to Ada's Place. My name is Ada, and in this channel I share knowledge tips on how to relocate to Germany either as a student or as an employee living in Germany, and all things in between. So if this is the kind of content you're signing up for, please don't forget to subscribe. Just hit that subscription button, all right, and turn on the notification bell so whenever I drop new video you can be notified and you can keep the ministry moving, right? Okay. Last video I talked about filing of taxes in Germany, the things you need to be aware of, some of the information you need to know, how you can apply how you can file for your taxes, and so on and so forth. So if you haven't watched that video yet, if you haven't watched that video, what are you waiting for? Okay, just okay, don't pause this one. Watch this one to the end, then go and watch that one. I want you to watch this video to the end because in this video we're going to be talking about the different things you can declare during your tax return, to get some money back. Okay, this one is very interesting. Don't worry, you're gonna enjoy it because it touches everybody. As a freelancer, as an employee, as a student, whatever category you fall under, this video is going to be helpful to you. Okay, and then you can go back and watch that one so that you know how to go about the process. Okay, so if you like this video and if you find this video helpful, please dears, support my ministry. Click on the like button, okay, share, comments. I just want click on the like button, share, and also leave your comments in the comment section. If you have questions, you can actually send me a DM on IG, and also follow me on IG as well, because even though we have this ministry going, we have a different ministry going on IG, you get, so you get it. Okay, so let's be serious now. We're talking about the kind of deductibles you can have while you're filing for your taxes in Germany. One thing though, before we go into it, one thing you need to be aware of is all the receipts you have, all the things you've paid for. Say for instance, you buy a new laptop or a hardware, whatever, you have they send you an invoice. Even if you buy it online or you go to the shop, sorry, they usually give a receipt right after you make your payment. Keep all those things because that's what you're going to use for this tax return. It's not compulsory that you're going to give a receipt for every single purchase you've made or every single item you've deducted during the tax return. However, there's a very high chance that the finance to reach out to you to ask for an evidence, and then you can provide this. If you don't have it, then so as an employee, some of the general items that can actually get deducted while you file for your taxes include cost of getting a new equipment, work equipment, license, or laptops. So for instance, you got a new job, and for the cost of your job, you got a new laptop, or you got a new monitor screen, a new table, a new chair, different kind of mouse, whatever it is, and you have your receipts. You can also file these items during your taxes. You get a percentage of the taxes that you paid on this item back. If you commute to work or you go on business trips, you can keep this receipt, the receipts of the tickets you've purchased, to get your money back. If you also have a home office, you can get some money back out of this, especially if you have a dedicated room as a home office. Like this room is a home office and it can be closed, right? Because then you don't have to take the measurement of the space and some of the utilities that you use for the sake of the home office, sorry, electricity, internet, and so on and so forth. You can actually get some money back for this during your tax returns. Another thing too is, if for instance, for the cost of taking a new job, you took a secondary residence. However, you need to be aware that this secondary residence has to be purely used for working. So if you take this secondary residence for some other things apart from work, it doesn't really count, right? But if this secondary residence is just for work and you can prove this and you have your receipts, you can get this deducted during your tax return. Another thing too is, if for the course of your work, you join some unions, business unions, take some professional insurances, or you take some courses online. Actually, you take some professional courses online, you have the receipts for this. Also add them during your tax returns, file for this as well. So this is for employees. Now, as a freelancer or as a self-employed, in addition to all of these things I mentioned for employees, you can also get some money back during your tax return if you also include your health insurance contribution. I mean, health insurance in Germany is quite expensive, and as an employee, your employer pays some part of your health insurance contribution. As a self-employed or as a freelancer, you cover this yourself. Have a chance of getting some money back when you declare your health insurance contribution during your tax return application. Also, if you have a co-working space, it's like with WeWork or Mindspace, or you have a workshop or a home office, you can also get some money back for this. And if for the cost of your work you paid for a license, a software, etc., you can also get some money back for this. Now, as a student, I know, right? If as a student you pay some tuition fees or you pay some semester dues, you have your receipts for this. You also get your money back while you file for your tax return. Also, if you have like an additional cost, say for a test, some classes, or maybe you took an additional course that you paid for and you have the receipts, you can get some money back for this as well. If you bought some academic literature, some textbooks, you paid for some software, some learning materials, you can get your money back for this if you have your receipts. And you also got some stationery, so you got some books, you got some laptops, or you got some devices just to help you study. You can get some money back for this. And if you commute for research purposes, you have your tickets and you have the proof of payment, you can get some money back for this while you file for your tax return the following year. Now let's talk about some of the things you can file for your tax return for your own private life. One of the tax deductibles for your private life includes the cost of changing an apartment. So if you moved your apartment, or you got a new building, you hired some people to help you move, the umtuks guys to help you move, and you have the receipts from the payments you made to them, you can file this during your tax return. If you also paid for an estate agent and you have your receipts, you can file for this. If you actually got an additional rent or an increased rent higher than what you used to pay, you can file for this as well. Now, you know that sometimes you get really busy, you hire someone to help you clean your apartment or run around for one or two things. You pay them and you have your receipts, or some kind of invoice. You can also have this deducted during your tax returns. Costs spent during a funeral that you kind of hosted, or maybe you lost someone in your family and there are bills from this, you can also file this. And you have pension costs. Yes, even though you pay for your private pension, in addition to the statutory pension that you receive, you can get some deductibles back when you file for your tax returns. For those that have kids, if the additional payment, and this is regardless of whether or not you're a German citizen or if you reside in Germany, if you have if you made some payment costs for your childcare, say you paid school fees for your children or kita fees, or even if you hired a nanny and you paid them and you have your receipts, you can also file this. If you also had some construction or renovation work done in the house, you can file for this during your tax return. If you took some training and personal development, educational cost, this can also go in for your tax deductibles. And finally, church tax. I know that in some countries this is not really a thing, but if you're registered in Germany as a Christian and you don't tell them to remove or stop you from paying for the church tax, it gets deducted from your payslip, and so you can include this in your tax deductibles for the year to get some money back from it. If you're wondering how long you have to save some of these receipts before you can use them for your tax declarations, I mean, for freelancers there's a possibility, depending on what you do in your business or as a freelancer or as a self-employed, you can keep these receipts for up to 6 to 10 years. And if you're an employee, you don't fall under the category of freelancers or self-employed, I mean, there is no law as to how long you can keep your receipts for. However, it kind of makes sense if you keep your receipts at least till as long as you get your tax returns back. And as I said, once you apply for your tax returns or once you submit your tax returns, it takes about 8 to 12 weeks before you can hear back from the Finanzamt. And I mean, with this current COVID-19 situation, it could take even longer, because now there are a lot of people that already received some kind of compensation from the government as regards the COVID-19, and so there's going to be more work for the tax authorities to do. It would definitely take longer. However, if after 8 to 12 weeks they don't refund or maybe make some payments back to you, they could also reach out to you to ask for some of these receipts, like as a proof that you actually paid for these things, and in that case you can now present some of these receipts to them. I hope you find this video helpful. I hope I've been able to answer some questions that you probably have. Please leave comments in the comment section if you think there's something that I should have mentioned but I didn't, or if you have an additional information to add to this. I mean, I don't know everything happening here in Germany. I'm just telling you as much as I know based on my experience working here. I'm sure there are a couple of helpful tips that you might know that you can share with others in the comment section. And if you have questions, you can also leave in the comment section. If you have specific questions you want to ask, you can send me a DM. And yeah, I hope you like this video, and I'll see you in my next video.